What's up, guys? It's been a while since I've dropped a video. I feel like I say this at the start of every video, but life is just so busy. But I just do want to clarify to like the 100 of my new subscribers that the videos aren't going to be very consistent. And I'll make a whole video about that. But I've just been busy with medical school. I've been running our uni's basketball team. Everything is just very busy. So this is why I'm not very consistent with my uploads. But if you have been a long-time follower of my channel, or if you've watched more than one of my videos, you'll know that I do these little compilations, these reels, where I just show off my favorite pictures of every season that I've taken. So I've decided to kind of take that a step further. And this new series is going to be along the lines of something like film photos and stories. And instead of just, putting music and putting the picture on top of the screen, I kind of wanted to just explain the story behind each image and what it means to me. I guess as an effort to kind of emphasize on how important it is to have pictures that actually mean something to you. So let me know what you think about this video format. I'm not sure how often I should do it. Maybe like every time there's some sort of occasion for film photography in my life. And this one was about my summer in Hong Kong, my first summer coming back since coming to London for medical school. And I've learned a lot, so I hope that is reflected in the pictures. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Starting off with probably my favorite picture I've ever taken, showing a beautiful sunset at the beach where I usually go on walks. I think this picture perfectly encapsulates the warm feeling of life that I get every time I go on a walk, and how it fills me with so much gratitude and energy for the place that I grew up in. This is a picture of my living room during the sunset. Despite the place being pretty messy, I think this is juxtaposed perfectly with the warm light that's coming through the window, which perfectly represents how much comfort I find in my own home. In Hong Kong, the price of living is just getting really high. To be able to buy groceries at a supermarket, you have to be like pretty rich. So instead we go to these wet markets, what we call them, where we just buy from local businesses. And I think this picture just perfectly captures that kind of local, grungy kind of atmosphere of a wet market that really makes me very nostalgic about it. This is a picture looking up at the ceiling of Psycholog, which is a very famous shopping center because of the roller coaster inside of it, which doesn't work now, but I think it's a pretty important part of Hong Kong history or tourism, and I think if you visit Hong Kong, you should definitely check it out. I've always held a very deep appreciation for traditional Chinese ornaments because of how important they are in terms of my heritage. This shows an old jade store at a street market, and I think it perfectly conveys how integral these ornaments for good luck within our cultures and our religions are in Hong Kong society. I also just am a really big fan of the lighting and the colors, which has this green hue that kind of perfectly represents the atmosphere of a street market. Initially, I wasn't a fan of this picture, but the more I look at it, the more it just makes me feel nostalgic. One of my favorite things about going on walks by the sea was observing the life around me, and something I would see all the time was people fishing. This was taken during the sunset, and I think it really captures the relaxing atmosphere every single time I go on a walk. It's very lively, but at the same time it's very peaceful. It makes me really happy to see an old toy store like this up and running in today's society. I feel like modernization has taken away a lot from Hong Kong's traditional heritage, so it's really nice and refreshing just seeing a toy store like this. When I was little, I used to go to toy stores like this to buy stationery for school, to buy table tennis rackets and anything you could name. I took this picture when I was taking the bus back home from visiting my grandma's place. This is the 680, which I always took to visit my grandparents. In addition, I think the green hues of a Hong Kong tunnel are really iconic when matched with the film aesthetic. It looks like a shot straight out of Fallen Angels, which I'm just really a big fan of. I used to walk past this scene every time there were lanterns that kind of matched the text of the housing estate that I live next to really well, but I've never seemed to be able to take a picture with a good exposure. So when I got this roll of colorplus back, I was very gassed with the results, with the very warm colors being able to portray the scene in a very nice way. I don't really have a lot to say about this picture other than just look at the beautiful orange sun that's reflecting off the sea. Again, this is a very common scene that I'm very used to seeing at the beach that I live next to, but it's very refreshing and I can never get bored of times like these. Me and my friends went to visit our old secondary school over the summer, and this is just a picture of us hanging out at the spot we used to wait after school every single day for so many years. I know it's not very technically impressive, but this probably has the most sentimental value to me. I just get so nostalgic every time I imagine this picture and the scenes that are running through my head of a simpler time. So if I were to kind of wrap up this video and summarize what I learned from going back home over the summer in one sentence, it would be that even though everything's changing around me, it all just feels the same. Even though my life has changed drastically after moving away from home to do medical school, I feel like the people I'm surrounded by will never change, the friendships that I've made, the love I have, my identity as a person from Hong Kong will never change. Last year when I was in London, I would sometimes forget about how it felt like to be in Hong Kong. I would forget how it feels to talk in Cantonese on a regular basis. I would forget about these really tiny things that made up such a big part of my life. But as soon as I got back, I never really had to adjust. I just felt warm, I felt at home. I felt so used to the life that I felt like I've forgotten. And I feel like that just gives me so much closure in terms of struggling to find my identity. Because at the end of the day, I'm still from Hong Kong, and sometimes when I'm too used to life somewhere else, I kind of forget about that. But it was very reassuring knowing that home will always stay home, it'll always feel like home, and nothing will ever change at the end of the day. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any feedback for this new series I'm trying to do, please leave it down in the comments below. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.